My name's Liz Scarce. I'm, shall I say, a young legend. I'm 66 and I've been volunteering here at Resthaven Malvern since 2004. I am what's called the Wednesday girl, so sometimes I think I'm like a walking calendar because if the residents see me, oh, Liz is here, it must be Wednesday. I'm generally here early, it's at 7:30, 7:45, through till just after 12. I start the morning with one-to-one visits to some of the residents. Then at 10:30 I have my little group session. We have the Saturday quiz, which can be a lot of fun, can be frustrating, and we will read the newspaper. We will talk about just anything. Nothing is off the table. If need be, I can be called on to do palliative care, something that I'm very passionate about and something which Resthaven does really well. The morning goes quickly. Well, I think today volunteering is very much a business, whereas when I was growing up, and I had a much older mother than my other contemporaries, and she was a simple woman, she was a stay-at-home mum, but she was very passionate about giving back to the community, and she loved it. And you know, I used to see the joy on her face that when she would come home from those days, and you know, she worked jolly hard, but she loved it, and she always used to say to me, you know, you can give so much pleasure to people by the little things that you do for them. So I hope I can make a difference. I like to leave them feeling more positive than when I went in. Hopefully at the end of the day they're all smiling. I think that's the most important thing for the day.
She's a very kind and caring person. She's generous with her time, and we talk and we laugh because she's a very wise and witty woman. And we have a really good time. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel as though I'm part of the place. I would count on Liz as a friend. That's how she makes me feel.
Each of them has got something positive to give to the retirement community and indeed to our local community as a whole. So I feel very privileged to share in their lives. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here really. So I thank them for that.
I'm Rosemary and Vili Milisits, and this is my husband Vili, and we live in Unley Park. We've been here 32 years. We're going on 70 years old.
Rosemary said 70 years old. The word is 70 is young. We do have a lot of laughs, and I think it's a zest of life to have a good laugh every now and then. It makes you feel healthy. I still get a buzz from people coming up and say, "You're Vili, aren't you?" I said, "Yes." "I want to shake your hand and because you make a great product." That still gives me a bit of a buzz because it's very difficult to get a buzz after 50 or so years. Occasionally I get a good customer who tells me to get lost. I like that.
Both Vili and I came from a working class background, and everywhere around us there's so much need in the community, and we've been blessed with good fortune. And I often would pay somebody to do my work at the bakery to free me up to be able to sit on a board or work on a committee.
I love what I do. I'm a people's person, and I think it shows when I talk to people and the rapport they give to me.
I've been using the house for charity events for 32 years, and I like to do a lot of the preparation, and it can take me several days to do, but I like to set the tables or clean the silver, make sure everything's set properly on the table.
I like to help the little fella because I was small once. I have a good long memory on that. How hard it was to actually get out of being small to get at the next level and then the next level. And there's much, I think, in anything in sport, in clubs and so on. They all want to strive, you know, to be able to buy Guernseys, buy boots, footballs, you know. So it's, I've sponsored the local sporting in lots of different fields. Food is a great way to give back.
You get a warm and fuzzy feeling back, but it's what we should be doing as a community and as members of a community.
I never thought we'd be able to help anybody else except this little couple.
I'm Bernice Roberts, born in May 1918, summer. I've had my 100th birthday, which was a very memorable occasion. I didn't know a birthday went on for so long. I'm very happy here. I love the room, it suits me admirably, and I've got quite a few of my things from home to make it look like home. 3 of my great-grandchildren came to see me the second time, and they looked around and they said, "Oh, she's got all what she had in the other place." When I look back, those 100 years, I don't feel 100. I'll be quite honest. It's been a very memorable occasion. Everything that I've sort of worked in have all remembered me. The RSL, the Rotary and all that. And they've all either had me at luncheon or an afternoon tea. I have 3 children, 7 grandchildren and 11 great-grandchildren. I feel proud of them because in their own ways they've all done quite well. The loveliest thing I get is my great-grandchildren's in the southeast. The boys especially always write me just short notes. "We're thinking of you, Grandma, we love you lots."
My name's Roger Rigney. I'm 77 years old. I'll be 78 this August. Well, I still feel pretty good for my age, really. I love my sport, I love my footy. It's been really fantastic to be associated with the Sturt Club, and I was very fortunate enough to be able to get into the league side, and well, from there finish up with playing, be over 212 games for Sturt, and to play in 5 premierships in a row. It's amazing. A lot of people play all their life in league football and don't even play in 1 premiership, and I finished up playing in 5 of them. And I think I'm the third Aboriginal player to be in the league set up in Adelaide. To be involved with the community, you meet so many different people of walks of life too, because I love talking. And you always talk about different things and you feel better yourself too. And you learn a lot more with meeting these people from all over, different backgrounds and whatever. In your own mind, it gives you something to think about too, when you look at this, you look at this game again and see the replay again like this, is bring back memories. Number 4, there, see? There, that's me there. 4. When you go to a game, you still walk in there, and there's a lot of people around that Sturt supporters and that, and even some of the opposition barricades, that they know who you are straight away, and you can see them looking and talking about it, and it still make me feel proud, even just going to a game. It's always fantastic to talk to some of the committee people that are still around, or you see them, all of us old fellas get together again, and it's marvellous. Yeah.
My name is Ashley Campbell and I am 67 years old. I live in an intentional community, a shared household. There's basically 6 of us. I've lived here with my partner Annie for a long time. Annie and I have been together for 31 years. And yeah, it's a special relationship. Yeah, we do lots of things together, especially now we're both retired. We're active in the community together on various projects. I grew up on a farm. I was there till I was 16, this is in the mid-north. I got to know the animals well and spent a lot of time in the vegetation. It was a mixed farm. So I have that bond with the land, and that's kept on with me. And when I was at uni, I learnt more about environmental issues, and they struck home. The issue of climate change became more well known, and I find it quite empowering doing something about it, not just complaining about stuff, and satisfying too. I'm involved with a choir called Rise Up Singing. A particular concern is climate change. The songs we sing are pretty simple. Often the tunes are well known and we just change the lyrics. That way we can memorise them a lot easier, and often the bystanders join in. I enjoy singing and the lovely people involved. Once a month we have a repair cafe at our community centre, Clarence Park Community Centre, and I like to help in various ways, and I like seeing how people do like to minimise waste. We actually weigh the items coming in so we know how much is being saved from landfill, and it adds up to quite a lot. I've been car free since 1984. The household's been car free for many, many years. And Adelaide, it's quite good getting around by public transport, cycling and walking. We manage quite well. If we're desperate, we can get a taxi, but I can't remember the last time I got a taxi. My advice to others as they get older is to stay open-minded, be open to new challenges, think about important issues like global warming, climate change, inequality in our society, and yeah, be engaged with the community. From now on, I hope to keep up a good network of friends, close relationships, caring relationships, particularly with Annie, my partner. She's a really important part of my life, and keeping active mentally and physically.
My name is Neila Foggo, and I'm 93 years young.
Yeah, well, I'm Geoff Foggo. I'm 96 years old.
We've been happily married for 71 years. I really couldn't train anybody else. I've got to hang on to you. Geoff had a stroke 5 months ago, but he's handled it really well, and he's come good to quite a degree. Music I adore, and the choir called Vintage Voices. We've got the most magical woman who is a real hoot who takes us, and you'd put off anything to go there. And we have gigs, I'll have you know. We are just past looking after our shopping expeditions, and when I say...
Well, we'd lost the car.
Oh, that's right, and we'd lost the car. That was the biggest thing. We go together with this lovely little volunteer. Geoff takes the list that we have to get at the grocers, and then we're 2 aisles behind him and looking up and down, because he gets the list and gallops, and he knows where everything is. And we find all our time is spent catching up with him. I love flowers. That's a passion in my life. I just see there's a lot of lonely people about here, and some people are going through awful times, especially on their own. And I just feel there are some times in their lives that a little container of flowers will mean a lot to them, and I'm able to help with those flowers. And they always love getting them. I really do get a kick out of doing that. I love his thoughtfulness to me. Every morning I get my breakfast in bed, have done for years and years. Nearly every day he brings me from the garden a flower, and that's just the most beautiful thing. And I love it that he's always there for me. One of the most traumatic experiences in our life, I think, that brought us together more than ever, was the Ash Wednesday bushfires in 1983. And ours was the first house to go at Mount Osmond. I shot down the hill and leaving Geoff behind. And then I didn't know for 2 hours whether he was alive or dead. And that 2-hour wait really brought me back to the earth with my feet on the ground. What do you love about me?
Well, I don't know. Good looks.
Oh dear. We're still together, Geoffrey.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you behave yourself and are good to me, we might make 72.